Hello, welcome to the overview video for Unit 5. In this unit, we'll be focusing on understanding text. And in this unit, we're going to move a little bit away from the technology and the digitalness of what we've talked about so far. We're really going to just be talking about strategies for comprehending text in general. And if you want to think of that as a focus on print text, that's perfectly fine. We're not going to deal with some of the complexities that digital texts have when you have reading online and you have links and pop-up ads and all of those things. We're not really going to focus on those in this unit. We're going to focus on the reading of the print text and how do we make sense of that text. So our guiding questions in this unit then center on text. And I don't want to give the impression we're not talking about digital text, because a lot of things we'll talk about in this unit definitely apply to digital text, but we'll be focusing on comprehension in general, I'll say. So we'll talk about the different formats of text, different types of text, and what are some ways we can help facilitate comprehension for students with these different types of texts. And that's really the key here, is the idea of comprehension. And so the topic of close reading is what we're going to emphasize in this unit. How do you really read for depth of understanding? And that's what I think of when I think of close reading. Close reading may or may not be a familiar topic to you. It's one that receives a lot of attention because of the emphasis in the Common Core State Standards. And so in our unit, we'll further explore close reading and how that can be applied to informational and argumentative text. So in this unit, you'll be reading two different things. You'll read the last two chapters in Reading the Web, chapters 9 and 10. And you'll also be reading an article out of the folder in Canvas that has articles about close reading. So you're going to choose one article. There are several in that folder. Choose one that looks interesting to you, whether it's focusing on content area like close reading and science text or close reading with young children. Choose one that is applicable to you. And then you'll apply that, and I'll explain that here in just a few minutes. So those are the reading things for this week. And then in the viewing things for this week, or this unit, I want you to choose one of the things on this list, at least one. You're welcome to view all of them if you want to. Let me tell you a little bit about them before you choose. The last three are videos of teachers in action. And so if you're kind of familiar with the idea of close reading, but you're having trouble really imagining what does this look like in a classroom, you might want to pick one of those videos. If you're wanting some stronger connection between close reading and the Common Core Standards, you might want to pick one of the top two videos. I'll be honest, I think the best option on this list is the first one, Information Text with Nell Duke. Nell Duke is a well-known researcher in the area of comprehension. I also am happy to say I can call her a professional friend. She is a wonderful, wonderful role model for literacy, people who really value quality reading instruction for children. So her video is my favorite on the list. It's a little bit long, I'll warn you, but it's one of those things that you don't necessarily have to take notes. I mean, you could put it on while you're doing the dishes or while you're cooking dinner and still gain some things from it. I think it's about an hour long. So that's the one I recommend, but I know that's a big commitment, time commitment. And if you want more practical, go for the grade level videos down below. But you're going to choose at least one, and then you have that article that you chose, and you're going to blend those together in the assignment. So here's the close reading activity. The purpose is to develop a deeper understanding of close reading and how it applies to the inquiry process. So you're going to first choose that article, then choose the video, read and watch those, and then you're going to synthesize those two resources. So on your assignment, tell me what you watched and what you read, and then summarize what you learned. Now that's different than summarizing the article or summarizing the video. What I want you to do is focus on synthesizing, which is what you're reading, for one of your assignments in our last unit, synthesis. And so focus on synthesizing. So you know that means coming to your own understanding of what it is you read and viewed. So please don't tell me what was in the article. Please tell me what was in your head as you were reading the article and when you finished. Please pull together ideas from both what you viewed and what you read into your personal response. How are these things, these two seemingly unrelated things, except for maybe they both deal with close reading, how are these two things related, and how does that connect to your own practice? That's what I want to see in this assignment. We'll have our next online discussion on July 9th. Again, choose early morning time, evening time. Here are the topics that we'll be talking about in that discussion. And as before, if you can't make those times, you can watch the video and post some comments. And then your summary for chapters 9 and 10 is a little bit different than the summaries of the past. This time I want you to create a graphic organizer showing what you learned from your things that you read and I guess. This time, that was my mistake. That this is just for the chapters. It's not for what you viewed, because those go with your close reading activity. So create a graphic organizer showing what you're taking away from those two chapters. You can create it online and submit it, or you can create it on paper and take a picture and turn it in that way. All right, you're working on part 4 of the inquiry project. So on this assignment, our due dates got off a little bit because of the holiday weekend over the 4th of July. So this is not due on Sunday at midnight. It is due on July 16th, which actually is a date that carries over into the next unit. But I want to talk about it here because this is the time when you should be working on it. So for part 4, you're creating a digital presentation of your part 3 project. So there's no new information needed on part 4. Just take what you wrote, turn it into a digital presentation, and you'll see in the assignment description some possible tools that you can use, and you'll submit that. And then you'll see then in part 5, you'll share that actually with another classmate, and that person will give you some feedback. So that's where we're headed on this one. All right, there we go. Our unit 5 assignments and activities. We're on our way and getting really close to the end of our course. So hang in there. If you're feeling tired or feeling like you have had a lot to do and you're having trouble keeping up, hang in there. Remember, you have those homework passes. Don't hesitate to use those if you need them. Catch you later. Bye.